Good morning, Pokefans. Today is Thursday and it's a little bit cooler, so I can actually start recording at a decent time. Hello, welcome to today's video where we are going to climb the rank ladder using a team that we built from scratch. So yesterday's video, we went 2 and 3, so we're about halfway through Ultra Ball again. But today we're going to do our best to hit the Master Ball tier because it is the 20th of July. So we've literally got maybe a week and a half left to hit Master Ball, and hopefully we can do it. Recording 6 days a week means that we have more chances of hitting it, but also more chances of sitting in the Ultra Ball tier. So cross our fingers and let's hope for the best. Before we get started though, I just want to remind you to do the YouTubey things. Leave a comment, a like, and maybe subscribe to the video because it does help out the channel quite a bit. It helps with the growth as well as the video performance. With that all out of the way, let's just get into our matches today. We didn't do anything to the team, so we're not gonna do anything for the setup. So there's that. Let's get on with our first match of the day. All right, our first match is ready to go. We've got Urshifu, Amoonguss, Fluttermane, Hisuian Goodra, Tinglu, and Golden Go. Wow, this is actually quite an immersive team. So something I haven't seen in quite a while. So we're gonna have some fun with this team. We do not have to worry about anyone doing Trick Room, but we do have a couple of outliers. Tinglu being one and Hisuian Goodra being a second. We have won and also lost to Golden Go in the past, and we have won and also lost to Urshifu in the past. The thing that we might have to worry about the most here is Amoonguss for his Spore. I don't have a real way to get rid of it or even to deal with it almost. So hopefully we can do that in this video today. So we're going to bring in Tornadus, and I want to say Chien-Pao, but he's probably not going to be the best one. We'll bring in Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, and I think Garchomp is going to be the best one at the end. We're going to leave Urshifu and Regieleki in the back because I don't think they're going to do a whole lot in this round, but who knows? I have been looking at Regieleki to maybe bring the screens instead because I do like Protect, I do like Electro Web, and I do like, you know, Terra Blast, but maybe the screens on Regieleki give him a little bit more versatility into the team. I'm not 100% sure. But we start off with Golden Go and Goodra for our Tornadus and Fluttermane. Now the thing is, we kind of need to decide which one that we're going to be doing here. We don't need a Tailwind. We outspeed everything on the field, but Tailwinding might be good here for the people in the back. They're not as fast as they could be. The thing I have to worry about though is who's gonna do what. I mean, Goodra can Heavy Slam, which is gonna do a lot of damage to Fluttermane, and I don't really have any way to stop him. I mean, I could taunt him. I'll taunt him to stop the Shelter, which was gonna help out with the Body Press. And then I think Shadow Ball into the Golden Go. He could Terra here, makes it completely not worthwhile, but he doesn't Terra. I taunt the Goodra. So now Shelter is not going to go off. Shadow Ball into the Golden Go, which may survive. He will not. It's a one-hit KO. Goodbye, Golden Go. Ooh, that's a crit too. Maybe that's the reason why it worked. Let's see. Heavy Slam goes over to the Tornadus. Doesn't knock him out. He was planning on the Golden Go to wrap it up. Not a bad choice, if I say so myself. It's not a terrible choice at all. So we have Urshifu, the rank master. Okay, so in this instance, we're gonna go ahead and Tailwind, because he's probably scarfed. Well, actually, if he scarfed, we will outspeed him with Fluttermane. He can't outspeed it, but he will outspeed Tornadus. But if he uses Aqua Jet, he will automatically KO Tornadus. Ooh, that's a good question. What do I do? I think Tornadus is kind of used up at this point. We'll Tailwind in the event that it's Aqua Jet, and then we'll Moonblast into Urshifu. No Aqua Jet, because that would have went off first. Moonblast into Urshifu. It is going to be the Focus Sash, and it looks like to be the single strike and not rapid strike. So that's interesting. Iron Head will go into the Fluttermane, which will knock it out. And Heavy Slam, which is going to knock out Tornadus. Now, we have Tailwind up. Uh-oh. What is this? Sure. HP Smart wanted to update its stuff on my computer. I don't know what it's for, but it better be useful. Otherwise, it's getting removed right away. I don't tend to go for that crap. Okay. So Garchomp will now come onto the field. And so will Chien-Pao. Now, Chien-Pao is a strong Pokemon to contend with. We're going to Terra Flying, Sacred Sword into Goodra, and Garchomp's going to do Garchomp things and unleash the Earthquakes. Now, we haven't Terra'd yet, which means our Terra is going to be very useful here for Chien-Pao because he's going to ignore any and all Earthquakes from Garchomp, and because his sort of ruin ability is going to lower down the defenses of the other side by a quarter. So to do that, you guys, it's whatever their current defenses is times 0.75, and that's how you do it. They're going to Terra, and it's going to be the Goodra to water. It's going to ignore most of what I was going to do to that slot anyway. But we also get a chance of knocking out Pokemon. Sucker Punch will go into Garchomp, which is okay. Rough Skin's gonna knock it out. So now whatever move I was gonna be able to do that was supposed to be split into two is now gonna be single target instead. Sacred Sword's not gonna do a whole lot, maybe a fifth, maybe a quarter. Earthquake now comes out, does nothing to the Chien-Pao, but it does a lot to the Goodra because he's the only one left on the field. Heavy Slam into the Chien-Pao isn't gonna do a lot, but it will break the Sash. And Goodra now heals up with leftovers. Goodra now shakes off the taunt. Wow, he's been taunted this entire time. I thought he would like shake it off beforehand. That tells me that we haven't had a lot of moves since now. All right, now Fluttermane will now come out and we get Photosynthesis boost from Booster Energy. It is speed. We totally outspeed it because it only goes up to 307, and I think that we are faster than it regardless. Anyway, so we're gonna Ice Spinner into that slot, and we're gonna go ahead and Earthquake for Garchomp. Goodra will protect. So now what happens after this? Ice Spinner into Fluttermane. Will not live because it is a critical hit. Wow, I'm getting lucky with the crits. Most of the time they do not live, so I was expecting it to just one-hit KO him anyway, but I really like it that he's like, oh, okay. Like, Fluttermane is a very interesting spot. You want to put all of your efforts into defense so that I could actually start landing more moves, but another thing for Pokemon to live is to literally put in what am I trying to say? HP as well. So it's like really interesting. But Goodra will finally go down to Chien-Pao and Garchomp. I got really lucky with the Ice Spinner. I'm assuming anyway. But we beat our first match, so let's go to our second. All right, the next match is up and ready to go. We've got Iron Hands, Fluttermane, Grimmsnarl, Hisuian Goodra, Cresselia, and Urshifu. Now, just basing it off the team, we have a strong Trick Room team with Cresselia, Ursaluna, and Iron Hands. But Iron Hands knows Fake Out, Grimmsnarl knows Fake Out, which probably both of them will have. Hisuian Goodra is going to be able to take advantage of Trick Room for it being incredibly slow, and then Fluttermane just to kind of even out everything if in fact that you can't do everything in Trick Room. So with Imprison, we have a really good chance of beating that side of the field. We're going to go ahead and bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane. We're going to need something to really deal with the Cresselia. I want to bring in Chien-Pao, but with Imprison, Cresselia most likely will have Moonblast, which means they're not going to attack. And that means we are going to start needing to do other things to that side of the team as well. So let's bring in Garchomp, and then maybe Regieleki. I'm really thinking about him. He doesn't really knock out anyone in particular. And actually, we'll bring in Chien-Pao. We'll bring in we'll leave in Regieleki and Urshifu at home. The biggest point of not bringing Regieleki is that if I get stuck with Ursaluna on the other side of the field, yes, I can Terra into Ice. But if I have to use my Terra elsewhere, Regieleki will do literally nothing to Ursaluna, which is not something that I want to have. So we start off with Goodra and Grimmsnarl, and we get Booster Energy off right away. So we're going to go ahead and taunt the Goodra, making it so that they can't do their setups like Shelter. I do not want Shelter to be active at all during this round. Now, Fake Out. Okay, so do we want to Terra here? There's a potential Fake Out coming out, and I don't really want to get set up for it. So we will hit Grimmsnarl with Moonblast. We'll taunt the Goodra. They will Light Screen to lower down special moves. Moonblast into that slot, which will allow it to live, and Heavy Slam into Fluttermane, which is going to knock me out. Now they will have access to Trick Room if and when they decide to take advantage of that. But I now have access to Garchomp, and I can remove my Terra weakness or my Fairy weakness at any given time. I think at this point in time, Tailwind might be useful. No, we'll break Bleakwood. No, Tailwind. I do not want to get stuck without Tailwind again. I can go into Terra Steel. Earthquake. Yeah, we won't Terra Steel yet. I want to wait. They will withdraw Goodra. Bring in Cresselia. Yep. So now Tailwind blows behind my team. They will cast Reflect, bringing up the other screen as well. I will now use Earthquake, which won't affect Cresselia or Tornadus, but it will take out the Grimmsnarl. So for me, the first turn should have been to retreat. Okay, here's Ursaluna. Okay, so here is our test. Bleak Wind for both, and then Dragon Claw. Well, is that going to do anything? Well, it's not going to really do anything to Ursaluna. I could try to knock out the Ursaluna straight up, so it would make it worse. Dragon Claw into the Cresselia. That's what I'll do. They have to move. They're going to move last because they're going to activate Trick Room right now. There's no reason to bring in Ursaluna unless you plan on using Trick Room. And because I messed up my first turn already by not returning my Fluttermane with Imprison, it made it so that I couldn't bring that move in. So now they're going to protect the Ursaluna, which is totally fine. Bleak Wind, which is not going to do anything to the Ursaluna, but will it hit the Cresselia? It will, and it does very little damage just because of the screen. Dragon Claw will now come in and also do very little damage because of the screen. Trick Room will now activate, bringing Ursaluna even closer to being able to KO my team. Now, another thing that I have probably start bringing is, because we have screens coming up and Trick Room, probably someone that can get rid of screens is probably best. So maybe even changing out a move for Shan Pao. Psychic Fangs also removes screens. Okay, so we got Tailwind up, which is not totally ideal. We'll bring in the Rain, and we'll protect with Garchomp. Because right now, Ursaluna can't do anything to Tornadus. And I only say that because of the fact that, one, he's flying. So Earthquake isn't going to do anything to anyone else but Garchomp, but he does have Facade, which is going to do a lot of damage. But we do have 5 whole turns to try to withstand through Trick Room. But we're going to Rain Dance, so maybe we can get 100% Bleak Winds, but I don't think it's going to do anything. Earthquake from the Ursaluna. It's not going to do anything to either teammate because two of us are, or one of us is flying, one of us has Levitate, and the other one's going to use the Lunar Blessing. So it takes off the burn effects while healing them for 30%. So it's automatically better than the Citrus Berry. And now Ursaring gets the effect of Guts, but doesn't get burnt the entire time. So we know what the last 3 Pokemon are for that team. We just need to play this as good as we can. We'll taunt the Cresselia. It's got Mental Herb, so it's not going to really take effect, but it's the best thing that I can do. And we're going to... I think Earthquake is the best thing that I could do. Yeah, well, Earthquake. It's not going to do anything to the Cresselia. But we can hope Cresselia falls for the taunt. Oh, there's no Mental Herb. Oh man, I could have prevented that from the beginning. That's okay. Earthquake from Ursaluna is going to knock out Garchomp. 1-hit KO. Nothing much I could do there. But now it can't use any other setup moves, and it's forced to attack or retreat. And Tailwind is now gone on my side of the field. Okay, now we hold Bleak Wind. And everything just is gonna wreck the side of the team, but they still have screens, I believe. And that was used by a Light Clay user, so it's gonna be 8 turns instead of... Yeah, see, Light Screen. Reflect will get an extra. So halved. I think this is neutral now. We will Sucker Punch into the Cresselia, because it has to attack now. It can't do anything else. Facade on the Tornadus, which is going to hit, unfortunately. So I believe that we've got a loss on this one. Dazzling Gleam on the Qian Pao, and now Ursaluna is burnt. I'm going to protect. I'm going to try to run down as much of Trick Room as I possibly can, but this is a loss, guys. There's no way that I can really come back from this. It's 3-on-1, and I'm half HP. And if it was, like, if I had the ability of maybe... If Trick Room was over, maybe. But it's not. It's not done for another 2 turns, I think. Cresselia shook off the taunt. Oh, Twisted Dimensions return to normal. That's neat. Okay. So maybe we can knock out Ursaluna. Maybe. It's unlikely, but maybe. Screens is still up, even though this is a stab move and it's double for weakness. They still have Screen, so Reflect is up for 8 turns. That's rough. Yeah, still survives. Even with the defense lowering, doesn't really matter. Levitate will activate for Cresselia, and it's gonna knock out Chien-Pao. Ugh. If I had a slight chance, that was it, but Cresselia was gonna heal with Lunar Blessing, so there's no. All right, let's match 2. Let's go to match 3. Alrighty, next match is up. We've got Chien-Pao, Urshifu, Dodonzo, Tatsugiri, Dragapult, and Tornadus. Okay, so we do have a Waller right up front, and then whoever survives the wall gets to do a Chien-Pao, Urshifu, Dragapult, and Tornadus. So this is going to be a weird comp to combat, honestly. I don't know if we're going to have the ability to really beat out Tatsugiri and Dodonzo, but I have a feeling that we could beat it using Regieleki. So I think having our 2 highest special attackers on the field at once is going to be able to do it. But I don't think Fluttermane's could be useful here because yes, there is Urshifu and there is Dragapult and there's also Tatsugiri that all are weak against Fairy, but does he really give an answer to Chien-Pao? I mean, yeah, actually, no, that's a dumb question. I know he can take out Chien-Pao. I think no one's faking out, but Chien-Pao would get Sucker Punch. You know what? Yeah, we'll bring in Fluttermane, Regieleki, Chien-Pao, and Tornadus. Usually would start off with Tornadus just so that we get the Tailwind boost, but I'm assuming that they're going to open up with Dodonzo Tatsugiri. You could have them in the back. This could be a terrible idea that I'm currently running with, but I can use Electro Web and lower down their speed a stage or 2. Starts off with Urshifu Rapid Strike and Tornadus. Booster Energy will not activate. Now, even regardless of Trick Room, I will be activating first. At least that's the idea. Who do I want to use it for, though? I'm assuming that Tailwind's going to be activated by the Tornadus, which is going to outspeed Regieleki, which then means I need to be able to knock out Urshifu first. I'm going to Terra Ice here. I think that's the best call. And then Electro Web that side of the field. I mean, like, I don't think Urshifu is not going to knock out Regieleki. Regieleki, at least mine, is a little bit more frail than I would like it to be, but it does its job. They will also Terra, and it's going to be the Tornadus, and it's going to be normal. Okay. Okay. So it's not going to take as much damage from Regieleki, but Detect will go off from the Urshifu, so he doesn't take any damage this turn. Moon Blast will go into a protected slot. And Electro Web will go into that protected slot as well, but he doesn't do Tailwind. We'll do 2/3, but he will activate Icy Wind to do a little bit of damage on both Pokemon on my side of the field. Lowering the speed on both, but isn't enough. Will it be enough? We will see now. Because his speed was also low. Well, I don't think I saw his speed lower. He might have the Covert Cloak. I don't recall his speed going down. We'll see. But I'm just surprised that he did. Okay, there we go. Tailwind is now activated. You should have done that first turn, by the way. Just saying. Surgeon Strikes on the Regieleki, which is obviously going to knock him out. Totally foresaw that as a happening circumstance. And here comes the Thunder. Moonblast. Right into the Urshifu will knock him out. One hit KO. Good game. Not literally. We're still in this, but it's now 3-3. We'll bring in our own Tornadus now so that we get the access to the Tailwind as well. Our Terra is used up, and so is his, since he's got a normal Tornadus. Okay, here comes the Dodonzo Tatsugiri combo. can clearly see that from a mile away. We're gonna Shadow Ball the Dodonzo, and we're gonna taunt. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we can't. Do we taunt? Taunting's probably not a good idea. I mean, Tailwind is active. I have to have Tailwind up. I have to have Tailwind up. Protect on the Dodonzo. No switching so far. Here comes the Tailwind on my side. Shadow Ball, which isn't going to do anything to the Dodonzo. Maybe I should have went into the Tornadus. Icy Wind is going to miss the Flutter Mane. And the Tornadus. Let's go. Nice try. Okay. So in this case, we can Moonblast into the Tornadus, and I will Bleak Wind into both. There's that. He's gonna swap into the Tatsugiri. Here he comes. Commander activates, and then Dodonzo gets 2 in every stat. And this is why Haze is important, ladies and gentlemen. Haze, Clear Smog, whoever can get it. Fortunately, my team does not have either one. Tatsugiri will avoid it. Bleak Wind will activate. Tatsugiri will avoid that one too. Dodonzo does get a hit. Order up on the Tornadus, which is going to be attack. Speed. All right. All right. So +2. He's got one more turn for Tailwind. I played into that. I should have attacked the Dodonzo instead. We're going to swap over to Qianpao now. Get Tornadus off the field. He's kind of led me along. It's going to be hard to take down Dodonzo now. He'll protect. Good call. Yes, I'm allowing him to get more turns of healing in instead of taunting protect. Right now, if I taunted, that means he couldn't protect, which means he would have gotten hit quite a bit for the moves, but he can only attack with one Pokemon right now. So what do you do? Target changes, doesn't affect. Okay, so that's good. So Sacred Sword from Qianpao. Moonblast. Bringing it down to half. Little Earthquake, which is going to hurt both Pokemon. Will knock out the Flutter Mane. It does survive with the Qianpao, but he puts him in a really rough spot. Now we'll come back in with Tornadus. And we will Bleak Wind and protect. He's going to protect himself here, because he wants all that HP to come back with leftovers. Again, I could have taunted there, like I knew it. But it's one more turn that he could have not attacked. If I had leftovers, that would be perfect for us as well, but I don't, so that's gonna be a thing. Since I know he has Earthquake and Order Up and Protect, I don't know what his fourth move is, but I don't think it really matters at this point. So I'm just gonna taunt him, just for... Uh-oh. Was that me or him? Something happened. I don't know who did what, but someone got disconnected. Let's see how it is at the end of the round. It was me. I mean, it was a loss anyway. I didn't, just for the record to show, I didn't quit. Nintendo forced me to quit. I was going to lose regardless. All right, and our next match is ready to go. We've got Tornadus, Urshifu, Landorus, and this is his incarnate form, Galarian Moltres, Iron Hands, and Chi-Yu. An interesting assortment of Pokemon here. I do see a weird weakness, one being ground, water, and lightning, which we do have all three right here. So we'll bring in, who will we bring in? I no longer have Thunderbolt on Fluttermane, so he can't really, I mean, he can do a lot of damage to Urshifu, and I don't know if that's Rapid Strike or it's Single Strike. A lot of people are bringing in Single Strike now, so that's really dope. Tornadus to Fluttermane to Urshifu to Garchomp. Actually, I don't think Garchomp's going to be helpful here. Actually, I do. Never mind. I won't Terra him. He needs to be ground dragon the entire fight. So our Terra target is most likely going to be the Urshifu so that we could take out Chi-Yu and Galarian Moltres, because I believe Galarian Moltres is fire, but he's also, I think he's dark. I think he's mostly dark. I mean, he looks dope though, but I think he's dark. I think he's flying dark. Anyway, let's see how the matches go. Moltres and Landorus. Shiny Moltres, let's go. Drop our attack one whole stage, which is totally fine. Activate photosynthesis so that we get the boost in speed. Thank you, booster energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and taunt. I mean, Landorus isn't gonna really set up anything. I mean, he does have U-turn, and that's probably what he's going to be using. So we'll Tailwind so that our Fluttermane gets the boost, and we're going to go straight into that Moltres with a Moonblast. So it is Dark type. Otherwise he wouldn't be super weak against Moonblast, which is going to hit him right in the face. Boom! Lives with 10%, and Berserk raises his special attack. And activates a berry. Is it the Citrus Berry? Some use the pinch berries. Rock Slide from Landorus is going to hit everyone. Doesn't knock out anyone in particular. Does do a lot of damage to Tornadus, but Fiery Wrath will do a lot of damage. Will knock out Tornadus, but leaves Fluttermane with just 3 HP. Urshifu will now come out on my side of the field. Now this is their problem. Urshifu is going to go ahead and use Terra Water Searching Strikes, and Moonblast will go right back into that Moltres, which will knock it out this time. It's totally in range. Here comes my Terra Water, which is going to knock out this Landorus in 2 hits, I think. I don't have a -1 in attack, so it's just full frontal wham bam, thank you ma'am. And they will also Terra. Who is it going to be? Most likely the Landorus, because why would you do the Moltres? Landorus transforms into Water type, does little damage. Will it still knock it out? I'm not sure anymore. Let's see. Moltres will protect, so it will last this turn. Good for it. And Moonblast will go into that protect, doing nothing. Surgeon Strikes. It will not, but it'll get him less than half. Most likely we'll be using the Assault Vest. Hit 3 times, brings him into the yellow. Landorus will do Earthquake, which is weird. I don't know why you would want to do Earthquake, but all right. I mean, it knocks out the Fluttermane, does nothing to the Moltres. I don't think Moltres would get hit with that, but to each their own. That's cool. I know Landorus would be hit with Earthquakes now, which is totally neat. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, like, he didn't need to well, yeah, he still needed to protect to save Moltres. But now I can do that to maybe that earthquake. That would do a lot of damage, but I would knock out my own Pokemon, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'm going to Searching Strikes into Landorus, which is going to knock it out, and I will Dragon Claw into the Moltres, which will also knock it out. Dragon Claw, goodbye Moltres. And here comes the Surging Strikes from the Urshifu. And it will get the KO this time. Shattering the Terra, which was a good choice. A lot of people tend to do something different with Landorus, but I'm glad that they did that, because that was an awesome choice. Okay, Urshifu. And it's Single Strike and Chi-Yu. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and protect here, and then Earthquake, because he's probably gonna think I'm gonna attack with Urshifu to get the Sucker Punch, and because he's Single Strike, it's gonna do a lot of damage. But I'm not gonna do that. Now he could predict the other way around, right? He could predict that I'm gonna attack with Garchomp, but I'm still faster than Chi-Yu because I still have Tailwind. Earthquake comes up, there's no Sucker Punch, doesn't do anything to my Urshifu because he's protected, and I will knock out the Chi-Yu with no problem. And who does Urshifu attack? Wicked Blow to the Garchomp, which will do a crit, automatic KO. Rough Skin comes in next. Now, question is, will I survive a stabbed Sucker Punch from Single Strike Urshifu? Also, is he... No, we're the same speed. He's not Scarfed, because he would have attacked before... Well, no, he wouldn't attack before Garchomp. Let's see what happens. Close combat into the Single Strike Urshifu. Wicked Blow will attack first. He is Scarfed, and it will knock out my Urshifu. Good call. Good call. All right, and our next and final match is ready to go. We've got Urshifu, Rillaboom, Regieleki, Galarian, Zapdos, Tornadus, and Fluttermane. Interesting Pokemon, to say the least. Who do we have an immediate counter to? Well, we do have an immediate counter to Tornadus, Rillaboom, and I think Zapdos with Chien-Pao, just because it's ice. But it's also part fighting. Fighting would also be a direct counter to Fluttermane and stuff like that. So we do have some options here. Because Rillaboom's on the field, though, we're going to need to plan around Fake Out. So we're going to go in with our Tornadus Fluttermane. We'll have Chien-Pao in the back, and who else do we need? I think Garchomp's going to be the best call. It's not going to do anything to the Rillaboom, but I mean, we could bring in Regieleki. That could be Single Strike or Rapid Strike. Doesn't really matter at this point. You know what? Yeah, we'll bring in Regieleki. We'll leave these two in the back. I don't think these two are going to really do anything to really benefit our team. But having 3 special attackers and 1 physical attacker is kind of bonkers, right? We don't really have anyone that's going to give us a huge benefit for either one. So we might need to start thinking about maybe adding Chi-Yu to the team to get one balance. So we have like a way of counteracting both. Okay, so they open up with Tornadus and Urshifu, and this is Rapid Strike. Photosynthesis will activate on my side of the field, giving me speed boost. I'm going to taunt their Tornadus, and I'm going to Moonblast into the Urshifu right off the bat. They're going to Terra, probably to the Urshifu to remove his weakness to Fairy, and it is. And it's going to be Water. Fire! Okay. It does remove the weakness and makes them stronger against Moonblast. That's totally cool. Taunt will go into Tornadus. And no mental herbs, so it can't Tailwind. Moonblast will go into that slot, which does a lot of damage. Surgeon Strikes will now come in and will knock out Fluttermane because that's just what he does. Okay, so for this matchup, since we don't have Garchomp with us, Chien-Pao would be useless here to bring in. We're going to bring in Regieleki instead. Now, Regieleki is going to do a lot, especially when I use... I mean, I could use Rain Dance. It would be really, really beneficial, but I also power up that Fire Urshifu over on that side of the field with his Surging Strikes. So I don't believe that's going to be the best option. So Bleak Wind's going to be what I do here, and I'm going to Electro Web into both. Now I do this so that I don't have to worry about any type of speed boost, and I also can put Tornadus not as fast as mine. Tornadus will avoid the attack, but I do knock out the Urshifu. Since the other Tornadus can't do any buffs, he's kind of just sitting there, so he's most likely going to activate his own Bleak Wind, which isn't going to do a whole lot on my side of the field. Hopefully. Nope, just a third for Regieleki and about half for Tornadus. We're still really, really good, and Regieleki's speed does drop. Now, that Tornadus is having the Covert Cloak. The speed didn't drop for Electro Up, so that's good to know. We'll send out Fluttermane, which does not activate speed, so that's good to know. We'll Bleak Wind again, and we could go right into... You know what? We'll do the spread move. Well, that's what we'll keep doing. Dazzling... Whoa! That's a Scarfed Fluttermane there. No, it's not. That's not Scarfed. How is he able to outspeed me? Oh, the -1 speed. That's right. That's right. I was like, wait, what? No, that doesn't... No, that... Yeah. Anyway, they'll activate Dazzling Gleam. Bring me down to just a little bit of HP on both my Pokemon on my side of the field. And I drop their Fluttermane 2 stages, and they have the Life Orb equipped. So Regieleki now comes on their side of the field, which is great for me. Okay, so we're going to activate Tailwind so that we outspeed everything on the field. We could Terra... I mean, would it be beneficial? Probably not. You know what? Yes. Yes, we are. We're going to Terra Ice our Regieleki, and it's a terrible move to do this, but otherwise I don't do any damage to the other Regieleki on that side of the field. And, oh no, I forgot I did Tailwind. I mean, that's fine. A spread move is a non-spread move is not a spread move. Wouldn't done anything to the Fluttermane anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and activate Tailwind. Terra Blast into the other Regieleki to hopefully get it down. Either get it down or just knock it out. I don't think it's going to knock it out, but I think it would be really cool if it did. It did a lot of damage, so I'm okay with that. Electro Web now comes out on their side of the field and does a lot of damage. Now, I activated the Terra there instead of doing it for Chien-Pao, because Chien-Pao is a flying Terra, and I don't want to activate it during that time. So there's that. Okay, so we're going to be in a very weird position here. And what I'm going to do is Sucker Punch into the Fluttermane. Gonna knock it out. Fluttermane goes down. And Regieleki will now do Thunderbolt. I have Sash. So I will... Oh, I'll definitely live. Oh, but I'm paralyzed now. Oh, no. I mean, nothing's gonna... Let's give it a try. Sucker Punch into Regieleki, and we'll knock it out. Ooh. Woo. That could have went so many ways. You guys have no idea. All right, guys. And that's how we're going to end today's video. Currently 8 battles in, we are 34 wins and 46 losses. It's still on the downtrodden, but we are still within the top 40, or I shouldn't say top 40%, but we are 40% into our win-loss record. Excuse me. With that being said, we do have a couple improvements that we could make to the team. So we could be looking for a couple of changes. I don't know if we'll do that now or after we hit Master Ball. We do get really, really close, and just sometimes I make the wrong move choices. And then sometimes I just make the right move choices. So better piloting the team is definitely going to change, one, your mindset and the ability to win against your opponents. Because I like that match 4, we could have won that match. The only thing that was different is that Urshifu single strike was scarfed and was going to outspeed mine for sure. I don't think I could have won if I used Aqua Jet. I don't think that was going to be a possibility. It could have, but I didn't give it a try to see, and I was really worried about the sucker punch coming in from that Pokemon. But it was really random to see if it would work or not. But in this case, we did realize that having someone that could break screens is very important. Having someone that can do a lot of damage is also very important, especially when it comes to Donzos. I think having Regieleki on the team is a beneficial partner, especially when you're coming up to that, and is a good person to have in your team if that ever comes up. The problem is, though, is that you're going to have to deal with the earthquakes that come out after that. So maybe instead of him being Terra Ice, he could be Terra Flying to completely ignore that weakness, or we just go all in and make it Terra Electric and just have a Terra Stab move to do a lot of damage, but it doesn't really ignore the buffs. So Haze might be really beneficial here. So Chien-Pao could see like many changes of like, okay, well, this is what I see. This is what I see right now for my team specifically. Besides priority, Trick Room is a problem, but we do have an option to deal with it. I just got to play Fluttermane better so that I don't remove that option right away. And then getting rid of screens are appearing more and more now, which is great. Screens were not as important, but they are, trust me. Stats, so Haze, Clear Smog immediately come into mind. If you have a Pokemon that can use either one and they're like really good in your team, obviously grab them. Chien-Pao could be seeing Haze as a move that they have. Amoonguss may not hit the team at all. I still really don't know how to play Amoonguss as much as I want to say that I'm really good at Pokemon. I just don't know how to play Amoonguss. Every time he comes on the team, I don't really use him a whole lot, so it's really weird. As a matter of fact, I think I want to play like Brute Bonnet over Amoonguss. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I guess it's weird. So yeah, there's just a couple of things that we can think about for Friday's video. And unfortunately, that'll be the end of today's video. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and do the YouTube things. So the YouTube things is leaving a like, a comment, and maybe subscribing. They all do help the channel and participate in the growth of it. Like they just kind of bump it up a little bit, which is something that I particularly like. Leaving a comment. I do reply to any and all comments as they come in. So there's that. And just leaving a like to let me know that you guys like it. If you don't, leave a dislike. You can tell me in the comments, hey, you suck or something. It's not bad. It's all constructive criticism. And at the end of the day, I'm still learning and I'm here to either teach you or we're learning together. So let's do it. Let's learn together. And you can hit the bell if you want. My Uncle Mike says it's really important. So if you want to, hit it. That'll let you know that I upload, and I do upload 6 days a week. So without further ado, that's it for me. Have a great Thursday. The week's almost over, and I'll see you again tomorrow on Friday. Till then, have a good day. Peace.